So the Cruella trailer came out, and in this movie we are supposed to see an origin story of how Estella, an innocent person who people mistreated and didn't understand, turned into the evil Cruella. Just like how with Joker we were supposed to see an origin story of how Arthur Fleck, an innocent man who people mistreated and didn't understand, turned into the Joker. Yeah, there are a lot of immediately obvious parallels with this new Cruella movie. I mean, even the music in the trailer is very similar in tone to what Joker had in its first trailer, but it has the rhythm and beats of the song we got in the Birds of Prey trailer. Now, I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, I am perfectly happy with Disney finally doing something different with their live-action remakes and giving us a more gritty take on one of their villainous characters. I mean, you could argue that if Joker took inspiration from Taxi Driver and King of Comedy, then surely Cruella can do the same thing, right? Yes, but here's the thing. Joker took inspiration from other movies, but the look of the movie is still undeniably its own. It has its own cinematography, it has its own color scheme, it has its own tone, but with Cruella, forget the fact that her face and presence comes off like a combination of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but even down to the fact that this movie is set during an older time period, and it does several like-for-like references to not only Joker, but also to the Batman movies in general. Now, if they wanted to do a Joker and Taxi Driver spin on the character by setting her in a period piece and making her sympathetic, then that is fine, because much like what Joker did, you can build on that and take the story in its own natural direction. And Joker did that in the end, but with Cruella, the cinematography, the color scheme, the state of the character, and even everything else feels like it's taking the style of everything new that Joker did, mixed it with a bit of Birds of Prey, and then lifted a ton of other stuff from the Batman movies just for good measure. The iconic "Hear Me Roar" line that Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman says in Batman Returns,
"I am Catwoman, hear me roar. I am woman, hear me roar."
The way she is treated by society, the messed up makeup and sad look on her face, the different colored hair just so she can dye it later when she becomes evil, the way she gets into the elevator with the exact same close-up shot that Joaquin Phoenix's Joker had, and if that wasn't enough to convince you, one of her traps is that she floods the place with bats. I mean, look at this. This is lifted from several Batman properties, two of which being Batman Returns and Batman Begins. There is taking an homage and inspiration to something and doing your own thing with it, and telling your own story, hence I was open to this taking the Joker and Taxi Driver spin, but then there is just a complete rip-off. And everything visually in this movie, it looks great, and there are some shots that look creatively its own, but it is too similar to the look of Joker, to the point that it actually is distracting. I won't be able to watch this and not think of the Joker the entire way, and I don't know how anyone else can too. And in general, this movie comes off as less honest and inspired than the Joker, and it feels like Disney are just trying to cash in on the genre of rooting for the poor criminally insane person. And it doesn't come off as genuine like Joker did, it's just a full-on rip-off. Now maybe in the end, the movie is not as similar to Joker as the trailer would have us believe, but regardless, the Batman comparisons are here, and they are undeniable. This is Cruella if she was a Batman villain, and this could make for an interesting retelling of the character, but I feel like they have taken way too much from the Batman license that it just becomes distracting, especially seeing as a lot of the stuff they have taken inspiration from already exists in existing movies. Going by this trailer, the movie might as well have a DC logo slapped onto it, and I wouldn't have minded if this took some inspiration from Batman if it wanted to, but it's just taken so much that it feels, looks, and sounds like a straight up ripoff. She even gives a monologue about how she is treated and what she will do, and it is so similar to Arthur Fleck's that you can intercut the scenes and dialogue from the Joker trailer, and you will be surprised at how closely her narration fits Joker's storyline.
From the very beginning, I realized I saw the world differently than everyone else.
I had a purpose, to bring laughter and joy to the world.
That didn't sit well with some people. But I wasn't for everyone. I guess they were always scared that I'd be a psycho.
It's uncanny, isn't it? And seriously, you would never associate Cruella with bats. Bats and Cruella is the last thing you would think of. But here they are, with the Batman look and the Joker style. I mean seriously, they could take the "put on a happy face" tagline from Joker and put it in this trailer and it would fit. That's how closely this movie seems to be copying the concepts of Joker. And rewatching the Joker trailers after seeing the Cruella trailer, the Joker trailers still give me goosebumps, but the Cruella trailer just left me feeling nothing. So what do you guys think? Do you think this movie is copying too much from Joker and Batman, or do you think that I am alone in this? From what I can gather, this seems to be the universal consensus that is going round. And reimagining the character is fine, but do you think this strays too far from who Cruella DeVille was in the first place? Because I certainly do. But regardless, if you also feel the same way, when the movie comes out, should I make a versus video between this and Joker? Because it feels like the exact same movie and the exact same script with just a couple of changes. Comment below and let me know if you feel the same way and what you think I should do when this movie comes out. One thing that you know is not going to happen, however, is that despite this movie being very similar in concepts to Joker with an innocent person turning into a villain, you know that the media is not going to bash Cruella for the same thing. And we all know why that is. So comment below and let me know what you think. And yes, I have seen the new Mortal Kombat trailer and it looks awesome. And I will definitely do a versus video between the 1995 movie. Thank you very much as always for watching, guys, and I will see all of you very soon. Take care.